The title of this artwork is A White House for Everyone. A White House for Everyone. It's actually, this artwork that you're listening to now was intended to be an installation, just a white box in a museum or in a gallery or on the road or in the market or outside a church or inside a church or inside a hospital or outside a hospital or in a private house or outside a private house, just like a white box. A White House for everyone. And a White House for everyone is meant to be a space, an environment, a pure, white, clear, clean, good, contemplative space, silent, of course, very quiet, where we can see our own mistakes. The purpose of the White House is to see your own mistakes. Only that. The White House, the only purpose of the White House as an art installation is to see where we may be wrong. Where could it be that our thinking is not beneficial to us? Could it be that our thinking is actually wrong? Could it be that we have arrived at a wrong conclusion? Do you think that it could be possible that we are deceiving ourselves? Am I living in a self-created illusion? The purpose of the White House is to see the mistake that we may do, not only when it comes to cognition or thinking, but also when it comes to emotions and feeling. Because why do we feel as we feel? Why do we think as we think? Because something in us, something inside a program has brought about that feeling, has brought about that thought, has brought about that thinking, has led to this feeling, has led to this thought. And why? Well, because someone commanded that program to be activated. Sometimes we activate that program with our conscious mind. Sometimes that program gets activated by the brain itself, because the brain is full of electromagnetic activity all the time. All the time. So when we arrive at a wrong conclusion, when we deceive ourselves, when we become something that lives inside our own illusion, when we become blind in what we see, then it's not only our own intention that lies behind it. It's not only our fault. It's also because of the brain. People, the human being, cannot see clearly because of the brain. We are programmed to live in illusion because of the brain. So it's very easy to fall into illusions or into thinking that is very, very local and individual, of course, because it happens in our own brain, in our own minds. So the White House is a space where we can see ourselves. The White House is a space, is an environment, is an instrument, a vehicle for us to see ourselves. It's a vehicle and an instrument for us to see our own minds. How is it that we create something in our own lives, in our own thinking, in our own emotions, that is not the way that we really want it to be? And also, which is not in the way that do not reflect harmony with what we could call objective reality, though objective reality most probably absolutely do not exist. There's no objective reality in this world. Believe you me, baby. But just for the sake of ignorance, let's say that there is such a thing as objective reality. Well, of course there is, but not in the human mind, not within the human program. Within the human program, within human life, there is no objective reality. But outside of the brain, of course, there's an objective reality, but we cannot see that because of the way that we are wired inside our brain. But anyway, this art installation, which was intended to be an art installation as a white house, as a white box inside a museum or outside a museum, inside a gallery or outside a gallery, in a hospital or in a private house or in the market or in a church or anywhere where, or outside anywhere where an installation like this could make sense, where an installation like this could make sense aesthetically and also, of course, ideologically and politically in a way, and also in a spiritual sense, in a self-help therapy sense, which means in a human sense, if it gives any meaning. To create meaning, then an installation like that could make sense. All right, but the installation is not an installation in this artwork, in this particular YouTube video artwork. The installation is not happening outside your own brain, inside a museum or outside a museum, inside a gallery or outside a gallery, inside a market square or outside a market square, in the road or outside the road. The installation happens as a sculpture in your head right now. So this is contemporary art. It happens at the same time as we speak. The artwork is simply just an installation that occurs within our cognition after we have perceived the content of this message. And that reception, the reception of such a message, can be seen as a sculpture. For me, I would like to regard this artwork as a sculpture. I think that this artwork that I've just made is a sculpture. It's also an installation, of course, because it's something that I put inside the world, something that I insert into public space, into space. And it's also, of course, performance art because it is a performance. And it's also conceptual because the idea of the artwork is the content of the artwork, basically. I mean, to see the format of it, and the format is, of course, that something that is presented as something can have the value of being something else. Or whatever. So this installation is a sculpture. This installation is a sculpture. This sculpture is an installation. This installation is a sculpture. And this sculpture is an installation within this conceptual piece of performance art. Thank you.